Hey, this is Belinda with the Southern Scribe, and I have a journal that I'd like to share with you. This little journal is a one of a kind. If you special order a journal, I can make you one very similar, but I don't know if it will be identical because some of the things in here, like this button on the closure, I don't have. This was my last button like this. You know, I can add another button, but it's one of a kind is what I'm trying to say. There's not going to be another one exactly like this one. This book measures 6.5 tall by 4.5 wide. It is a hardcover book that I made myself, and I went back to an old way of binding. You can't see or feel any strings or sewing in here. You'll notice gesso over the fabric with stamping there on the spine. On the back cover, there's a collage of papers with a little doily cut out and gessoed on it so that you can write your name or dates, and a little crazy sewing on the fabric edges where it joins the book there. Let me get this untied so I can show you the cover a little better. It's just wraparound closure. You see the die cut there with stamping, die cut negative with stamping, sewing around the edge, some inking on it. It's a little boy fairy, and he's standing in a bird's nest with eggs. There's fiber embellishment there on the nest. The bird is wearing a bling crown. I hope you can see that. There's fiber and fabrics and cheesecloth down here at the bottom with a little lace rose, and lace on the trim here with some buttons and fabric under each little button there on the cover. Okay, and up here there's a little fabric collage with cheesecloth, buttons, a pin, just a very earthy, artistic feel to it, I think. All right, on the inside, this is a dictionary page plate on the front with a pocket. And something different in this book that I haven't used before is handmade paper for my tags. My husband makes handmade paper. I asked him for some paper with rose petals, and he provided it for me. Thank you, honey. I appreciate it very much. But it's a perfect weight. It's not too thin, not too thick. It's somewhere in between the feel of typing paper and cardstock. It's right in the middle, so it's perfect. There's a little bird image sewn on here with some fibers and bling, and you can see the rose petals in the tag. Beautiful little tags. This one has a butterfly and a die cut half of a doily there with the sewing and bling. I think they're just lovely. On the first page, there's a little inking technique there with some chalks and ink and the die cut there. And on this page is something I made especially for this book. It has its own bookmark, and this is a mixed media work of art all on its own. It's a tea bag. It's an encaustic form of art, which means it's covered in wax. It says "Make Today Count," and there's stamping down there, strings and let me get this right, strings and fibers and bling at the top. And it still has, well, I re-added the, but it's original little tea bag string there on the bookmark. And it's, I just paper clipped it right in there. Okay, on this page, it is embossed with paper napkin decoupage and lace, and some inking technique on this little side of the page there, you can see. This page is burnt and treated so as not to break anymore with coffee stain paper and lace, and I love the look that these old burnt pages give the journals. You can write on the back there too. And this is a tag made out of a copy of a book cover, and it has fabric and lace sewn on, and it just attaches here on this little page that has flowers cut out of the edge there. Different coffee staining techniques and inking techniques throughout the book. This one is more mixed media, I think, than any other one I've ever done. This is a gessoed book page pinned on there. This is coffee stained page with a little booklet. It has a brad there that's a key, and it holds those two little pages together, and they're just paper clipped on there. Burnt page with tea bag and book page and gesso and a die cut. You can see the sewing on the back side of the page. I used 3 colors of thread in this book. I used cream, brown, and black, so there's different colored sewing all throughout the book. This tag is coffee stain paper on a dictionary page with gesso sewn around the edge, and it has fabric at the top, ruffled up, and it has a yarn embroidered flower that I cut off of a piece of clothing that I got from a resale shop. Love it. Lace on the page there. Another die cut lace. This is another rose paper, handmade paper tag there with a reproduction of an old postage stamp and bling and cheesecloth in a little belly band that has cheesecloth and fibers and strings on it, and there's lace trim on the page. Lots of sewing on the back of this rustic burnt page with gesso and tea bag on this one. Flowers on the edge there. Edge punch page there. A little tag that is bird anatomy, plain on the back. Right there. Flowers. Sewing. I'm trying to move through quickly because there are 94 pages in this book. Coffee stained paper. An embossed little page with some chalk technique, and it has lace and fabrics and eyelet at the top. Chalking on the page, technique sealed off there, die cut, more chalking for color, pink tones. This butterfly is actually sewn onto the page, this butterfly print, and it has cheesecloth and bling. This is another one of those tags like I showed you just a minute ago, just pinned on the page. Embossed page with tea bag ruffle and daisy lace there. And there's some strings, you know, I leave a lot of my strings. Embossing, and this is burnt page with lace. I'm trying to give y'all some close-ups of these pages because the detail is great. I think it's very phenomenal, if I do say so myself. I love the richness. There's that tag with another book cover reproduction, eyelet and lace just on there. Belly band with a handmade rose paper tag there with a stamp and bling. This page, inking. You can see the grunginess, the inking. Dictionary page, little tag there, just pinned on the page. There we go. Burnt page with daisy lace edging with gesso. This page has a light inking technique on it, sewn there. There are a little bird sewn on different type of paper page here and stitched around the edges, and dictionary page pocket with another handmade paper tag, and this is just a little booklet sewn together with several pages for writing additional notes. And this is a dictionary page that I gessoed on. You flip it up and you can write inside of there. And then this side is a pocket for these two little tags. And there's a tea bag sewn on the page. You can write on that. There's some cheesecloth on these little tiny tags there. Sewing. And a gesso technique with daisy lace. And a book cover tag with fabric and lace on this little page that has more flowers punched out of the edge there. Coffee stain ink technique page with border cut. Lots of coffee stain, lots of sewing, lots of lace on the pages there. Embossed page, tea bag, daisy lace. Edge cut there with another one of those tags with the yarn embroidery flower. Die cut. Edge cut page. This is embossed with inking technique there. Fabric, lace. Another heavy inking and gesso technique on the back of the embossed page with the book page sewn on with gesso. And another tag. Fabric and lace over a little tea bagged edge page, burnt page. There. Lace, lace, lace. Lots of it. And then this is another belly band with handmade paper, rose tags there. with cheesecloth and string and bling on the belly band. And this is napkin decoupage over gesso. You can run around the edge of that with, see it now, yeah. And then lace and gesso on the back of the page. Inking technique on this page. It's edge cut. And this is a tag with eyelet and lace and gesso dictionary page for writing. Lace on the edge of this page. And another little booklet. Pages just have a brad through them, shaped like a key there to hold the pages together, and they're just paper clipped onto this page. They come off. And lace on this page. Book page tag pinned to the page for extra journaling space. Inking techniques. Handmade paper tag with the stamp and the cheesecloth. And it's just paper clipped to this page that's gessoed with sewing. And it's another one of those burnt pages. And there's a napkin at the top there with fabric and lace sewing around. Flower punched page. And another little booklet with 3 pages that's sewn together, and it's paper clipped to the top of this page. You can take that off, move it around. Another little tea bagged edge of burnt paper, book page and gesso there. And embossed inking technique, laces, chalks. You see that? And this is another one of those tags with the flower on it there. And then the inside of the back cover is just like the front, and it has 2 handmade paper tags. Thanks again, honey, for that beautiful handmade paper. And then closes like this, and it just wraps and goes around like that. This one is going to be for sale on my Facebook page, and if you have any questions or comments, you know, just please leave them below. I'll leave a link. And I hope you enjoyed it, and sorry for moving through so quickly, but I have to go to work. Bye-bye.